Namaste, myself Triveni Khurana, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Physiotherapy and Diagnostics. Today we are going to discuss about electrodiagnostics. Electrodiagnostic testing is the core diagnostic modality for patients with a suspected myopathy. It consists of nerve conduction studies and electromyography. Electrodiagnostic studies are considered an extension of the physical examination and are most useful in workup of patients with suspected myopathy. Less commonly used electrodiagnostic testing include somatosensory, evoked potentials, single fiber EMG, and repetitive stimulation. Electrodiagnostic testing used to evaluate conditions such as peripheral neuropathy, radiculopathy, spinal stenosis, myopathy disorder of the anterior horn cell, neuromuscular junction disorders such as myasthenia gravis, Lambert-Eaton syndrome, entrapment neuropathies including carpal tunnel syndrome, tarsal tunnel syndrome, ulnar neuropathy at the elbow, and perineal neuropathy at the fibular head. Now let's see about electromyography or EMG. Electromyography involves evaluation and recording of muscle activity. The instrument for electromyography is electromyograph. The electromyograph detects electrical potential generated by a muscle and produces a record of muscle activity called electromyogram. EMG is used for identifying neuromuscular diseases and disorders of motor control. EMG is usually performed with nerve conduction study. Electrical activity of a muscle can be measured using surface electrode for a large region of muscle and a needle EMG for a lesser region. Surface EMG, while it gives a good indication of which muscle groups are active in, for example, tremor or dystonia, gives little information as the fine structures of those muscles. It entails placing the electrodes on the skin overlying a muscle to determine electrical activity of the muscle. Needle EMG entails inserting a needle electrode into muscle, recording and amplifying the electrical signals generated from resting or contracting muscle fibers, and interpreting signals to determine the function of muscle fiber and motor units. Muscles are usually tested at rest and minimal muscle contractions. It is imperative that the patient is told what to expect before the test. The test should be discontinued if the patient becomes uncomfortable or requests that it should be stopped. Now there are some limitations related to electromyography, and these are: adipose tissue can affect recording of a surface EMG. Surface EMG can measure only superficial muscles. Needle EMG involves voluntary activation of muscles, which can be less effective in uncooperative patients, paralyzed patients, children, and infants. Now moving towards nerve conduction studies. Nerve conduction study, also known as nerve conduction velocity test. It is used to measure the speed of the electrical activity of a nerve. Nerve conduction studies can test sensory or motor nerve fibers and can determine both the speed of conduction as well as the amplitude of the electrical signal evoked following stimulation of a nerve. The sensory nerve action provides information on the sensory nerve axon and its pathway from the distal receptor in the skin to the dorsal root ganglia, while the compound muscle action potential is an assessment of the motor nerve fibers from their origin in the anterior horn cells to their termination along muscle fibers. Now discussing motor conduction studies. To determine motor conduction velocity of a motor nerve is stimulated and the response of its targeted muscle recorded. An active electrode is placed over the muscle body. A reference electrode is placed distally, ideally over non-muscle. The ground electrode is usually placed between the active electrode and the stimulator. The nerve is stimulated near the active electrode and then at more proximal site. The compound muscle action potential generated by the muscle is recorded following stimulation of the motor nerve. Terminal latency, it is the amount of time or delay before muscle starts depolarizing. This value includes both the amount of time that it takes the nerve to conduct from the point of stimulation to the motor end plate area and the amount of time for the neuromuscular junction transmission to activate the muscle. Once a terminal latency has been recorded, motor conduction velocity can be determined by the stimulation of another more proximal site along the motor nerve. The computation of motor nerve conduction velocity requires knowing the distance between the two stimulation sites and the difference in the terminal latencies recorded from the more distal and more proximal sites. Dividing the distance by the time gives the nerve conduction velocity over the segment in between the stimuli. Motor studies are orthodontic, that measure from proximal to distal. Now let's talk about sensory conduction studies. To determine sensory conduction velocity of a nerve is electrically stimulated and the response of a nerve picked up at a different location. Sensory studies be orthodromic and antidromic. Orthodromic stimulation occurs if sensory nerves is stimulated proximally and recorded distally. Antidromic stimulation occurs if the sensory nerve is stimulated distally and recorded proximally. Now, what is somatosensory evoked potential? Somatosensory evoked potentials assess the function of somatosensory pathway by stimulation of sensory nerves. These may be recorded by stimulation of mixed or pure sensory nerves in the upper and the lower extremities, in dermatomal area of the skin, and from some cranial nerves with sensory function. Now, what is single fiber electromyography? Single fiber electromyography is a highly selective diagnostic test that involves assessment of the individual muscle fiber action potentials. Single fiber electromyography is the most sensitive electrophysiological test used for asthenia gravis and other neuromuscular junction pathologies. It is also useful in the assessment of motor unit morphology in some neuromuscular diseases. What is repetitive nerve stimulation? Repetitive nerve stimulation involves the repeated transcutaneous electrical stimulation of all motor fibers within a peripheral nerve, which generates successive impulses. Repetitive nerve stimulation is used to diagnose myasthenia gravis and other disorders of neuromuscular junction. Thank you.